Greetings folks, this is my scratch built Bleriot 11, well very loosely based on the Bleriot 11. I've had this for a while. It used to be fully foam board, used to have that as the fuselage, but I always wanted to make it more authentic with the framework tail boom. It's not very much to scale. I thought I'd have a go anyway. The top longerons here should probably be meeting up the top here, and eventually I will build one that is more to scale, I think. But so I cut off the old foam tail boom, replaced it with this pine dowel, 6mm pine dowel, just hot glued together, hot glued the tail back on, bamboo skewers just sort of CA glued in for bracing there. In the previous build I did have the servos down on the tail, and I had the wing further forward right there, and I found it was very difficult to get the CG forward far enough to balance it out properly. So I made a few adjustments. I actually moved the wing mount back, just these sort of carbon fibre posts under here. So I just filled in that with a bit of foam covered with balsa there just for effect. I did have the servos down on the tail, but I moved them right up here further forward with long push rods, all to get the weight further forward. So now I've got a lot easier job getting the centre of gravity right. The battery goes in the front here, just pops in there under the motor. With the foam board one, to get it to fly properly, I actually had to strap some lead sheet on the front there to get as much weight forward as I could, and I'm using a 3004S battery. Now I've taken the lead off, 3004S fits in nicely and it balances well. I took it for a fly this morning and flew pretty well. There are a few little odd issues. It could fly quite nicely in a straight line, but as soon as you wanted to turn, the tail sort of dropped right down and you'd do this weird knife edge sort of turn unless you use a lot of rudder. So I figured maybe the decollage, the angle of incidence of the main wing compared to the tail boom wasn't quite right. So I've made a few adjustments. I've lifted up the front of the wing here, and I've tilted the front of the tail plane up a little bit. I think the main problem is really that the rudder was too small, so I've increased the size of the rudder. So I'll try it again and see how that goes. But I had a really good fly this morning anyway, and I'll show you that footage after this. I need a slightly bigger pilot. I did have another pilot in there, but he was too big. I sort of need the in-between size pilot for sort of good scale looks, because it's not an enormous plane. It was designed by Louis Bleriot in 1908, 1909 or something, and it was the first heavier-than-air craft to fly across the English Channel, so it's quite a famous plane in aviation history. The original version actually uses wing torsion or wing twisting to achieve control. I've actually got some ailerons in there, and the wing is strong enough to hold itself up without the bracing, so that's just for looks really. Just hooking in underneath here. To remove the wing I just have to hook that out and then unhook it, undo the rubber bands. The wing and all of this assembly is all one piece so that it looks like the wing is going into the fuselage. But anyway, let's have a look at how it flew this morning. See you later.
No worries. A bit out of trim. Doesn't want to turn for some reason. It's all right.
Wings are too short, man.
Yeah. Sort of did it to scale, but it doesn't mean it's going to work. Need more rudder mixing.
See that there? That's just power holding it up.
Yeah.
Tail where it's supposed to be.
Yeah, it is. Maybe, actually, I'm probably right. I did cut a bit off the tail, so maybe it's not as effective as it could be. The tail, actually, on the real thing, sort of fits halfway down there, down lower. Yeah, could use a bigger tail, I think.
Does that
Seems to hang a little bit, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not like it's tail heavy,
Hmm.
It's,
whether it's drag or...
It could be the wing angle too.
yeah.
Yeah. I reckon that's almost... See that tail is angled down?
Yeah.
See that? Just a tad.
Elevator, you mean? The actual,
Horizontal.
yeah.
Does it look to you like it's actually got down on it?
To me it's, yeah.
It's hard to tell.
Yeah.
Maybe that's dragging that tail down. Oh, you're right, it's just different.
Yeah,
Like it's,
yeah, I know. It could,
like I thought you were going to hit the car, yeah?
yeah.
No, it's just held its control.
If I lift the wing up, yeah, I think that's down a little bit at the front. Yeah. Bit of packing under there, I think. Try that.